Alright. I'm back. My internet just died for a moment. Haven't had that in a while. Hopefully, it does not persist as a problem. Anyways, to finish that thought, since I got cut off by my internet dying. Yeah, would not like to see offering as an upgrade for cards. I don't think it'd be healthy for the game. It's probably okay in the grand scheme of things, but it is not that hard to make a deck that can reliably offering out cards. And it's not just a full cost discount, but it is also essentially an extra card play for the turn for a lot of decks, especially if you're utilizing offering token, which is normally you're losing. It's normally draw neutral, kind of, but having more offering cards in the deck means that you're getting even more card plays more reliably with offering token. Anyways, the point is, ultimately, I don't think it's good for the game for offering to be a spell upgrade. Also, I think the Merchants of Magic are already fairly strong, and I don't think they need to be made even stronger. Also, it helps trivialize, like, a number of cards in the game have their Ember cost set with the expectation that you might be able to -2 the card and then, like, consume it. And, like, that's already quite good on a lot of the higher cost cards. And so being able to get, like, double stack and then offering on a card means that you, like, it's just not, it's not great for balance. Anyways, we're going here. We're probably taking Spell Chain, and by probably I mean we're definitely taking Spell Chain. We are definitely skipping those. Spell Chain is going on the offering token. I guess I'm doing this even though I barely care about it. What I want is I want to re-roll, but I can't afford that. So we'll just do that on the Replicate Array, I guess. I don't need 2 Sirens. I also don't totally need the Plague Doctor. So, like, if I get rid of the Plague Doctor, I give up a little bit of power, but I can use all my Deployment Ember. I think I'm willing to do that. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just do that. I don't need the Plague Doctor. What I do need is to... And, of course, I still can't play out everything because I'm taking the trial. Oh, well, that's fine. I guess we're doing it like this. Okay, I cannot use the Replicate Arrays because I don't have any equipment on. So, but that's okay. I set up my dudes on bottom floor so that we could get the unstable. Because, you know, that's pretty helpful. Good job, Ice Tornado. Or Ice Storm. As those are very different cards. Unfortunately, can't use you this turn. What I can do is this. Okay, now, do I want to dupe the Siren, or do I want to dupe Orochi? And I think I want to dupe the Siren. So we're going to do that. I technically should have done this in different order. I'm not too worried about it. God, we almost get the kill. Doesn't really matter because she has lifesteal from the Vampire Tooth. Yeah, this is why Pyre of Dominion can be fairly silly. Is like... Our deck is already so streamlined. And especially for an incant deck, it doesn't matter too much what I'm playing. It does help quite a bit that I got Kinstone Totem and Offering Token right at the beginning. Twist Assistant would be good. Doesn't really matter. I kind of want to take it just as more equipment. But there are better ways for me to do that. The Pseudoscience... kind of a maybe, but we're going to skip. Kind of want the Helical. We're just going to take another Offering Token, though, I guess. Merchant of Arms is a maybe, but we're just going to go here and take the more reliable route of that. I do like Dualism Hook Hand, or Meat Hook. I always want to call him Hook Hand because that's the name of his ability. I didn't mean to click on this. Fuck. This is exactly why I didn't mean to click on this. I mean, not this event specific. Well, I greeted and didn't get Argus's wings anyways. Fine. Whatever. I could have used those. I fucked it. It's fine. I mean, I'll take the multi-strike. What I really wanted was Smidge Stone, but that's okay. Either way, we have a good deck for the most part. I would not hate some source of Reanimate, but for the most part, we're okay. Okay, we're just going to make our own dualism by dazing you twice. Okay, and then we explode you, although that does mean that the assistant doesn't die, which is actually a problem. I should have been cognizant of that, but I did greed a little bit. And unfortunately that also means I can't really use the It's Alive on you, because it will advance you to the front, and I want you to get attacked by the enemy and die, so. Okay. Overall, not a big deal. Alright, and thus we'll make Siren number 2. Although I do have grand dreams of another sort altogether. That doesn't do anything for me at the moment, so there we go. Also, now that I have Incant Armor, the lifesteal matters less. Anyways, what we're going to do, though I still think that the Siren is very good, and probably a better play, honestly, is we're going to dupe Orechi, because we can. That is a thing that is available to us. Also, we can get lifesteal off of that. Also, wrong ordering, but that's fine. Okay, Archaon is dazed for a couple turns because they're cool units like that. Ta-da! Well, we do a fair bit of damage and a fair bit of unstable now. I mean, I like Ancient Synergy. We're gonna take Spike of the League, though. Well, isn't this an interesting pitch? That was definitely not what I had in mind. It's hard to turn down Eogorgon, but I think I probably will, just because my other situation is already quite good. And I would need some way to buff the Eogorgon. Technically, I have the It's Alive. Not totally sold on that. I don't know, man. I kind of want to do the Eogorgon. In the ideal world for Eogorgon, though, I'd need to hit, like, large stone, small stone. Or take capacity, or just do different things, or yada yada yada. There are a lot of options. It's very good. And I feel like I should take it. But I kind of just want to do massive unstable. So we're just going to skip it. It could be very good. We're going to take the draw. I kind of want to go here. Don't really have much gold to spend there. I'm definitely going here. There's a lot of good things here regardless. So the remove consume is exciting, but only if I actually have enough equipment to justify it. In which case, I think I'm just gonna not worry about that. I guess I'll do this. A little unnecessary. Sure, whatever, why not? Alright, and now it's Incant Unstable 8. I'm just gonna do this, I guess. Even though it's perhaps overkill. Alright, well, I didn't really want Mark of Invasion, but that's not a big deal. We should be more than sufficient to deal with this. It just means that I have to set them up higher, which is not ideal to my desires. It also means these guys are a bit of a pain, but not an issue when I can just... Oh, wrong ordering though. I didn't realize I had the It's Alive in hand, and I need to play that first. Otherwise, it would dump all the corruption onto the Siren, because I'd have to move her up front, which I don't want to do. Okay, I'm sorry, you're ruined, Meat Hook, but this way I don't have to worry about getting corruption on top floor. I don't think that'd be too bad, but I also just don't want to deal with it. It turns out Spell Chain making it so you no longer... that the copy no longer costs extra is a little crazy. Yeah, I'll just do it this way. And thus we have Orechi number 2! Okay, I was gonna be really pissed if that somehow didn't hit the target it was supposed to. Kind of want to do another Orechi, but we're gonna just copy the Siren. Be vaguely responsible, especially because she comes with 3 reanimate. don't think it strongly matters either way. I think either choice leads to us being a little too good. Like, our deck is very strong already. Like, especially because we can proc the unstable mid-turn with, like, the Ice Storm. Because we apply a very hefty amount of unstable to every enemy. Just by virtue of incanting. And then as long as we can kill off, like, one backliner, it immediately procs the unstable. Which can blow up both, like, it can blow up other units on the floor too, is all I'm trying to say. That's fine, you just have 10 more reanimate since I'm generating a ton of Ember. I don't actually need the Ice Storm on this turn. Turns out I don't need much of anything anywhere. Yeah, I'm reasonably confident you're fairly fucked, Ajax. Okay, I forgot to check how much he has on him. He has 128 unstable. Does not make it through a full round. Ta-da. The brain transfer is kind of cute, but we're not gonna do it. I should maybe take Mixology, partly just to master it finally, but we're gonna skip. I mean, I could take Frenzied Swarm. I guess there's not a great reason not to. I'd probably go to the left, dupe the Replicator Ray, and then try to get more equipment from one of these Merchant of Arms. I kind of want to go here, especially because one of the options is, well, two different super high roll options would be double incants or double unstable explosions. I mean, there's a bunch of other okay stuff too, but those would definitely be like the big options. Attuned Whetstone would also be nice because it would help me with doing the Replicator Ray. Nonetheless, I am gonna go here, I guess. I don't know. Also, I can give you dualism, I suppose. I guess I could do Stoic Plate Mail, and that's probably fine. Yeah, I guess so. Have reanimate, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Sure, why not? Am I getting carried away? Perhaps a little bit, but it's okay. We'll make it work. Right, so Siren 1, Siren 2, Orechi, and double Meat Hook buddies. Right. You don't have equipment yet, so I can't actually do that. Oh, yeah, this was the problem, is I can't play you out on the right floor now. Not the worst thing, I suppose. Just also not incredibly helpful. Okay. Well, I am getting sapped to oblivion, but... you know, it's largely worth it. Since I generate just a shenanigans amount of unstable, since it's 16 per cast. Unfortunately, I have no way to kill my stupid assistants. Like, that is my own fault. Not a big deal, since I basically just need them to use on the replicator array, which is not the end of the world if I don't use it, but it's a little sad. Well, this is a less exciting turn. Okay, I don't need to worry about playing out the Vengeful Shard, because Frenzied Swarm discards. It also actually gets me energy back, too, for discarding cards. It just mostly doesn't matter, because I'm also discarding my hand. Alright. Well, kill one, and then the unstable kills the others. Sadly, can't use the other replicator rays. Oh well. It's fine. We're doing alright. Like, I don't have crazy attack scaling. My Sirens are doing okay. But I am generating just a whole lot of reanimate and decent amount of unstable. The unstable depends a little bit turn to turn, but for the most part we're doing okay. No. Honestly, the Mixology might be worth it as a backup way to get my assistants killed. I could also just not set up on bottom floor, and that's also fine. I'm just gonna skip. We'll see. Yeah, I guess I'm going here. Zone of Silence. Do I care about Zone of Silence? I don't. I think it's probably worth taking. It's not my ideal, but it does mean that I never have to worry about the silencers in the Seraphite. I could take Hall of Mirrors. I'm not going to. I mean, like, technically, I don't actually need the Sirens. I could just make 1001 Orechis. And like Hall of Mirrors would be the way to do it. Or at least a way to do it. I mean, I kind of want to do it. It is a lot worse for the Titan fight, just because the Titans interact with Unstable in a dumb, stupid way. So we're not gonna worry about it, I guess. We made that deployable so I can more easily dupe Orechi or Sirens if I care. I don't really need to remove things from the deck. I guess I could get rid of the weaker offering tokens. Or the more expensive replicate array. Like, it doesn't really matter. My deck is as thin as it is because that's everything we use. Okay, so I did forget that I don't actually have enough deployment Ember now if I'm doing it this way. In which case, maybe should have gotten rid of you. Oh, my mistake. Alright. So. I'll just make Orechi number 3, I guess. Sure, I guess we'll do it this way. And that, and you've got 184 unstable on you. Also took all the damage from the other dudes exploding on death, since that's just how unstable be. And then we'll just daze you even more and continue doing this thing. Didn't really need to do that way. Don't need to do most things most ways, frankly. Okay, so that gives me enough Ember that I can then make another Orechi. Alright, and now they all got 208 unstable this turn, obviously KLS even more. And the moment one of them dies, they all take a lot more damage. And thus, Kale is dropping precipitously and is an increasing amount of days. Okay. I guess we'll get rid of that. If I do want to expand on the Oops All Orechi situation, I could only do one more Orechi. I mean, I could get rid of the Siren, the second Siren, that's probably fine. But I am approaching the 7-unit cap. I think the big issue is just for the Titans. I will suffer some. Could take Spike the Stygian to sap Dominion in the Titan fight. I guess I'll do that. I don't know. I'll take the draw. I think it is just the right choice for me. And then we're gonna dupe the Replicator Ray, I guess. Because why not? Okay, more unstable even. Okay, there's that. Sure, I guess, fine. Enjoy. Do I need it? Not particularly, but here we are. Okay, so I currently have 4 equipment and 4 replicator rays. One of the rays costs more, whatever, that's fine. I'm not really struggling with the Ember outside of deployment. I might just get rid of you, even though I went through the trouble of upgrading you. Currently not a problem, though. Because I'm exactly hitting the unit cap on that floor. The only issue is, like, deployment Ember. I'm not too worried about that. I'm not too worried about most things. Okay. We are... I guess we're going to set up on mid-floor, since I need to know that I've gotten my plans up and running first. And the first wave has a silencer. And also, by playing not on bottom floor, I can more easily do this, which is useful. Okay. In the ideal world, we get to... I was gonna say the Zone of Silence, but that is not shown up yet. I mean, I could just do the Ice Storm. That's fine, too. I don't need to be that fancy about it. Whatever. There's the Zone of Silence. Wasn't able to play it. That's fine. Not a big deal. I got past the thing that I needed to get past. That was the main issue. I guess I discard that because I can't play it this turn. It does not matter how much we're buffing these guys. In the slightest. Because now they're dazed. And they'll have 400 some unstable on them. Okay, we don't need to worry about the Herald anymore. We don't need to worry about, frankly, anything. Also not the right order for this, but I now have yet more delicious, delicious Oreggi-shaped victory. Yeah, even if we only had one Oreggi, we'd still be pumping out a lot of unstable. Having 5 Oreggis is a bit too much. It is, in fact, a little ridiculous. And then we just dump all the excess Ember into the Spike and get a lot of reanimate. I will finally play you out just for the sake of it. There we go. I just needed it to hit an enemy that can actually be blown up. And not just attack into the high health enemy or the spell shields as it was doing. There we go. And then 7 more reanimate. Yeah, even without doing anything, we have the victory. And, you know, not even losing a siren to do it. But we can even do better. Okay, well, I did want something to dump all the Ember into. It's fine. Like, Rax does hit for quite a bit since I didn't zap him or anything, but it doesn't matter because they all have 880 unstable on them, and so the moment I kill one, it kills the others, which then also explode for 880 damage, and it cascades and kills Rax in a single strike. The Horrify is not bad. Faulty Body is irrelevant to our needs. Replicator Ray, I don't think we want. I mean, I kind of do. Yeah, because it's our last chance to dupe. So I guess we take this. Is this unnecessary? Yes. Also, we're taking the Guardian's Ambit just because it's another free incant for us, basically. Not important. Vaguely important. Doesn't really matter. Not important. Nope. Those don't matter in the slightest, sadly. Oh. I will actually minus cost that. So then I can play it after using an X cost card, which I previously could not do. May as well. Why not? I mean, the holdover essentially doesn't matter, but I will do it just for the sake of it. There's not a ton else to do with my deck. Anyways, we're making another combustion suit so that we have enough equipment to use the replicator rays that we have. Because we have 5 replicator rays and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equipment. We are going to get rid of the small siren now. And I guess maybe do this. Why not? I essentially don't care about anything. Now the problem is I don't remember what the first wave looks like. I don't think there's a silencer, but I don't actually know. Oh, actually, we'll say up mid-floor anyways. I was trying to be cheeky with my first turn, but I actually do want to play the meat hooks top floor. Which means that it doesn't help to set up bottom floor because Seraph just isn't going to be there for me to incant upon anyways. And yeah, there is no silencer on this floor, or on this wave. Okay, so that is copy number 1. You're just gonna get dazed for 4 turns from the meat hook squad. Yeah, unfortunately, can't do another dupe yet. but we're trying. Okay, there we go. I just wanted a replicator ray. Definitely not as helpful as I desired, but fine. Because I didn't get to dupe Orechi until the end of the turn, so I missed out on a lot of extra unstable. Whatever, so be it. And hey, look, he's back just in time to get 4 more days. Who would have guessed? It's almost like this was a planned action. I have too many offering tokens. Yeah, whatever, fine. None of this matters a whole lot. It is a little sad that we didn't get the double explosion artifact, or double unstable explosion, whatever you want to clarify. Not that we need it when we've got this much Orechi going around. But it would have been cute. Okay, so there's one more replicator ray, which is how it should be. That is by design. And thus, we have achieved maximal Orechiness. I mean, technically, we could just run a floor without the Siren either, but that seems unnecessary. Okay. Excellent. Oh, ye gods, we are doomed. Orechi has mastered cloning technology. You're not wrong. Alright, let's just do the maximal incanting, I guess, instead of blowing things up with the Ice Storm and finishing it now. The Orechi animations have synced. Yep. It does look pretty weird. I should have done this slightly differently. That's fine. We'll do that. They each got 864 unstable this turn. And then the moment one of them blows up, they all blow up. Okay, unfortunately, again, Unstable does not work as well on the Titans. Also, I just have to wait for Dominion to die because we do. God, I have, like, no artifacts. I mean, like, most of the artifacts are just not applicable to my deck's needs, so it makes sense, but still. Okay, you can there, you can there. Oh, wrong ordering. My bad. Alright, so you go there. Then we do that. I mean, I'd love to sap you, but what I really want to do is sap you, so I guess we leave the Spike of the Stygian and just accept that it's a bad first turn for me. Okay. Doesn't really matter if the meat hooks survive. Their main goal in life was just daze him for 4 turns. Yeah, this is a bad hand. Like, strikingly bad. Yeah, I mean, I really want to set the Zone of Silence and other things, but I kind of need to do other things with my turn, so... I don't really want the Siren to die, so... Okay, and I can get rid of the Curse of Entropy. Yet another reason that Offering Token is so good. I mean, I do want to use the Frenzied Swarm, but honestly, I'm okay with doing this since it means I can get another Orechi. Which I am behind on, since I just have not drawn in the desired order. Yeah, not great draw order still. I mean, it's whatever, fine. Okay, you can daze him since you're still alive. I guess we're gonna do this to sap you because I have not been able to do the spike elsewhere. Oh, I did fuck up the ordering here. Okay, Siren still dies here. Which I don't know if that's acceptable. I think it, like, it should be. It's not great. And I probably should have just done this differently, but hey. I got my Orechis. That's the major concern of our life. Oh god, with all the extra things I'm cycling through my deck much more slowly. But that's fine. It's fine. That's fine. You are still dazed for several turns. You are not, but that's okay. Yeah, I really did not get the draw order that I wanted for this fight. Doesn't matter a ton, but it did just make things somewhat awkward. You still have Sap. So we'll work on trying to murder Savagery. Who I guess just gets a whole bunch of sap now. Yeah, I don't really care about that. We are definitely going to do that, though. Well, you're up to 1,500 unstable. Unfortunately, still got a long ways to go because Entropy doesn't explode, even though he's at 1 HP. Which is definitely how it feels like it should work. But, unfortunately, it won't proc until the other two Titans are both at... Well, it won't work until one of them it has enough unstable to kill it, and the others are both already at 1. Which is whatever. It's fine. It's not great. It's needlessly bad for unstable heavy decks. Okay. Have more stab. Also, even if I had taken damage in this fight, which I don't think I have, or maybe I took a little bit at the beginning. Doesn't matter. I do heal it back up with the Guardian's Amulet, since it has Holy Stone on it. Which is pretty silly. Well, I was hoping for that to be slightly better, but it doesn't actually change anything. We're gonna daze you so that you don't hurt my pyre, even though I've got plenty of HP to spare. I just need to put a whole lot more unstable on you. If I can get you on the same floor as other minions, it would also speed things up dramatically, because then they would explode and deal damage to you, which is, you know, what happened to Entropy here. But no, you are a bit of a jerk. Also, I don't need the Pyrelite anymore. Alright, we're getting there. We're so close. Alright, well, gotta wait another cycle then, I guess. He's 400 away from being killable. Let me just continue discarding all these things. Okay, well, take slight chunks of damage and then remain dazed. One of these days we'll be allowed to kill you. One of these days. Again, we're not in danger of dying. Like, that's just not a thing that matters to us. Problem is just that they won't let me kill the Titans. If Entropy had been allowed to explode, it would have taken down Savagery, which is all that I desire in my heart of hearts. Okay, but it should be doable on the next roll. Okay, finally. Die, you foul creature. Okay, yeah. And you're not damaging the pyre. Everything's fine. Okay, look at that mighty unstable, and Entropy's just chilling there with 9,000. Poor Siren died much earlier in the fight. And thus, finally, we're allowed to kill them. Oh, I totally missed your question a while ago, Dead Poet Society. If I put an ability on an endless unit will it stay when that unit died? No. Unless I'm mistaken. But if you're talking about like using one of the tomes, like the Banished Tome or Evergrowth Tome, to give them an ability, then no. Pretty confident it does not last past Endless. If you put Endless on a unit that already has an ability, though, if it dies and you replay it, it will reset the cooldown for the ability, which is kind of cute. And thus, another crown is completed, even though that was fairly slow. It was a cute run, though. Turns out, Incanto Reggie is already pretty good. I will say that I think it's his second best path, just because Reanimator is really useful. It's a bit more versatile. It is less reliant on having a good incant engine. Because, like, Mad Scientist can run into problems if you ever just don't incant enough on a turn. Obviously, that was hard to see with that deck because it was very efficient at what it was doing, and also we had 6 Orechis eventually. And so even a single incant was just an ungodly amount of unstable. But yeah, it's just not as reliable, whereas Reanimate can be a tank, it can be a backliner, it can... it has ramping damage over the fight, is much more resistant to, like, a single bad turn, yada, yada, yada. And, like, Brewmaster, while it's kind of unexciting and not as flashy, it's still quite good. Turns out, Mix is a very powerful and versatile tool. So even though he only gets to use it once every 3 turns, it actually represents a pretty hefty bit of strength. Also, being on a 75 attack, 40 HP body is not bad. It's not insane in a world where there are double 500 HP heavies later on in the run, but it's still pretty decent. Anyways, we'll do one more run, even though I should probably stop. But we'll do one more. Although, who are we playing? Maybe Ardoon. Maybe Ardoon and Pyreborn. I mean, I really should be doing more of the Monster Train 1 champions. Too bad. We're doing Ardoon. Okay, that's not the right thing. That is the right thing. There we go. We are definitely taking Firestarter, not Bloated Whelp. Bloated Whelp is okay, but it does not really suit Ardoon's needs. Whereas Firestarter is okay. God, it's Pyre of Entropy again. Why? Especially with, like, Magma Cultist, I would just much prefer having just like any other Pyre. It would just end in a much more pleasing state. Especially when I also have the Alchemies, which makes it hard to play out the Vengeful Shards at the same time. Oh, it's just depressing. We're gonna take Artificial Pyre Stone. Celestial Sail's vaguely cute. Mostly would end up just hitting Moon Ritual. Unless I remove them all from the deck. Could also hit the Alchemy, but there's a good chance that I won't be able to play the Alchemy, even with the -1 cost. So, we're taking Artificial Pyre Stone. Extra Deployment Ember is good. I do think Battleborn is his weakest path. I kind of want to take it just for the sake of it, though. But, like, Mystic Hammer is pretty solid, and Hierophant, which is not on offer right here, is just a very good support piece, since it allows you to stack copious armor on your entire floor, which is good. Anyways, we'll take Battleborn. I think it's a mistake, partly because we have 12 HP as opposed to the 30 HP that the other path had. And we're in Pyreborn, which is known for having bad defense, especially when our banner unit is Magma Cultist. Nonetheless, here we are. Okay, well, we're gonna do this and put you there. And I guess do this. I really want to play the Alchemy, but I also don't want to take as much damage on my dudes. Actually, we're doing this slightly differently. Even though that's probably how I should do it. Oops. I need to play the Silver Strike first. Alternatively, I could play the Silver Strike down here and hurt you quite a bit, which would be nice. But I think we're doing it this way. So we do that. Kill one of you. And I guess we kill you. Because I want to leave two dudes here so that our Dune can kill one of them. This is maybe being too greedy. Oh, and that spawned this turn anyways. Well, fine. I didn't know. And now I'm not playing the Alchemy. Well, the greed, it got to me. I do really want to play the stupid Alchemy, but... specifically, I want to play both Alchemies, but the chances of that happening at this point are low. Okay, so that's enough to get the kill already there. Okay. I am going to greed and do at least one of the Alchemies. I probably shouldn't, because again, my defense is real bad. Yeah, I mean, that is what's expected, more or less. Unfortunately, I would love to play the Alchemy, and I can't really do that. I'm taking some pyro damage. That's overall okay. I did get a number of slays on our Dune. Unfortunately, I take a fair bit of pyro damage. Like, a lot of pyro damage. Which is not good. And I didn't get to play out the second Alchemy. Whatever. And next, we're probably going to get a trial for -1 Ember per turn, so then I won't be able to play them out at all. So I think we're doing the Starstruck here, because Daze is useful. I mean, Golden Touch is nice. I kind of want to take Fanning the Flame. The problem is, I think it's just actually a bad card. For the most part. But it's a cute idea. I will take it, though, and then we're going to not loot that. If I had hit at least 3, I would have done it. Now, I kind of want to go here. I think I need to go here, though. Like, going to the Merchant of Magic would have been cute. It would have let me, like, minus cost the Alchemy or search for, like, holdover for Fanning the Flame. But I think I just need some defense. Interesting options. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm taking the Moon Guard here. Lunar Priestess is not bad in a world where we also have Magma Cultist. But we'll take him. And I guess we're just taking HP on you. I would like to do other things. That's still good enough for me, though. Fine. It's okay. Right. And yeah, of course, here's the -1 Ember per turn. So I can't even play out the alchemies at all. This is largely what was expected, even if it is somewhat sad. Okay, so we are building up our strength. I kind of need to play that out. Because I'm already at 20 HP, and I would like to not drop too low, especially because I believe it's Pyre Hunter Archeon as well. Yeah, I guess I just played that out. Unfortunately, you are taking a chunk of damage. I don't have any defensive cards. Okay, so I can do that. And then Ardune's getting a kill here. Not looking great against you. Especially because the Moon Guard has already taken a lot of damage. Not helpful. Okay, that is the kill, though. Turns out just getting slightly more time to attack with the Moon Guard is pretty huge for us. Like, I'm not wildly surprised about that, given that he attacks for 114, but still. I mean, Celestial Storm is not bad. It's expensive is the problem. God, and all that work and he only has Conduit 7. Like, Conduit 7, nothing to sneeze at. Especially when it also feeds into his attack. But it does feel a little bad. I really don't want to Calcified Ember. I should probably be drafting more cards because of Pyre of Entropy, and Pyre of Entropy is stupid. You can tell that I hate it. It just feels miserable to play. I mean, like, the gravity is sort of okay. Going towards the Celestial Storm. Starstruck also useful. We'll take it. I don't know that we're actually going to put it to good use. And especially I don't really want to take it. I think we're taking the Lava Armor. That would be nice to take the Golden Touch. I would like to go for the Merchant of Steel, but I think we're going to go here and heal. Because that's just good for me. Hall of Mirrors is cute. Eclipse Chamber is relevant to the Moon Guard. It's not, like, insane for us, though. This is why we don't take the health first. Anyways, yeah, I'll go down to 1 HP. It is concerning, but we at least heal back 27. So I do still come out ahead of where I started. And I think it's worth it. Like, the extra stats are very useful, especially when my main concern right now is that I have bad defense. So just some, like, extra raw HP, actually very useful. Eclipse Chamber... It's not bad. Hall of Mirrors, though. If I took capacity... So, like, currently, with 5 capacity, I could dupe, like, Ardoon or the Magma Cultist. Or I could play 1 Magma Cultist and dupe the Moon Guard. Or, if I take capacity after Archeon, then I would go up to 7 capacity. Hall of Mirrors brings down to 5. I could play out, like, the Magma Cultist and Ardoon, then play the Hall of Mirrors, and I could then dupe the Moon Guard, which is okay. It's not terribly impressive, though. Alternatively, I could play Archeon, or Ardoon and the Moon Guard and dupe the Magma Cultist. Which is pretty good, because then with dualism on him, as we currently do already have, it means that then we're getting Pyrogel Thor per spell. Not that I have a good deck for that yet, but, like, that is impressive. I feel like it's what I want to do. I am having trouble justifying it. Because, like, sort of the dream is using it to dupe, like, your champion. But Ardoon, at least in this path of Ardoon, not really that helpful. Because, like, having a second copy is not going to add to his permanent scaling. I don't have a particularly hefty amount of conduit on him in the first place to dupe. I'm still going to do it, I guess, because I am. I'm going to take Eclipse Chamber just in case I want it later, which I probably do. I don't know. Here we go. Alternatively, I could also just drop the Moon Guard and go super heavy on the Magma Cultist, which is not a bad idea. I'm just trying to think, like, because, like, if I just do the Magma Cultists on a floor of their own, even without capacity, I can make 4 Magma Cultists. As long as I dupe the Magma Cultist once, because then I play it once, it goes to 2, and then I still have enough capacity to play a second one, and then we have 4 Magma Cultists with dualism. Like, I mean, that's pretty good. I did not actually mean to put you guys mid-floor, but so be it. That's where you're at now. How exciting. Alright, take a bit of damage from the Vengeful Shard. Oh well. Unfortunately, Ardoon's not getting the kills because the Moon Guard is getting the kills. I am going to play the Alchemy because I very much just want to play the Alchemy, even though I know it means that we're skipping on the Eclipse Chamber. But, so be it. Like, this would be a good time to be playing out my other spells. Alright, fine. We'll reduce the incoming damage a little bit. Still a lot of damage, though. We also get more Fire Gel and Archeon. Even if it brings me some level of true, unbounded sorrow. Whatever, we'll take the damage, and then he hits the pyre as well. Like a jerk. He fails to bully top floor, at least. And then we'll reduce that incoming damage by some. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if we're doing that, I would really like to play the Alchemy, but it is what it is. I just can't really afford that. Can't afford the Moon Guard taking that much damage. Like, we're already gonna have some issues here. Okay, so let's do this in the correct order. And now we do this. And there we go. Moonguard goes down, but Ardoon gets the kill. And we have slightly more conduit than ever before. I mean, Heavenfall is good. Pyroclasm is also good. Stardust Invocation is weird. Sort of lean towards the Pyroclasm. I'm gonna take the Pyroclasm, although it has problems. We are going to skip those. Like, that's just not a thing. And then it's either Capacity or Ember, and I kind of feel like I gotta take Ember. The problem is I really want Capacity to use the Hall of Mirrors. But Ember makes Pyroclasm playable. It makes it less likely that I'm taking damage from the Vengeful Shards. Makes it easier to play out like the Alchemy. Whatever. We're taking this. It's fine. Yada, yada, yada. We're going to loot this at 4. Totally okay. We're going to take the Hellfire Bellows. Like, there's a lot of good options here. This is the one we're taking. Unfortunately, we might abandon Ardoon. As much as I hate doing that. Yeah. We're gonna take one of you. So what is the rank 3? Does it give you more conduit scaling? It does not. It's purely more Mage Blade and just some stats. I mean, like, that's fine, but I think Mystic Hammer is legitimately better for me right now. I'm still going to take Battleborn. I don't think we're actually going to make great use of Battleborn. Kind of want to do the double stack. 2 days is nice. I'm gonna make a gamble on making you playable. Well, we're gonna do this, and it's gonna be cute. That's just how it's gonna be. Now, the question is, do I want to do this, or do I want to hold a slot open for, like, intrinsic? And I think the answer is I want to hold a slot open for intrinsic. Also, it's not that big a deal if it costs 1. Whatever. Let's just minus cost some things. Here we are. Okay. Whatever. Here we are. Oh, it's Kel. Everyone hates Kel. So. And I don't have capacity for the other steward. You did not hit the correct target. Well, we'll see how it plays out. Definitely not the start that we wanted. So because now I only get 1 Moon Ritual instead of 2 per turn. Which is a lot less good. Really would appreciate you hitting the right target. Like, is that so much to ask? Okay. See? Not that much to ask, is it? I did it in the wrong order, though. Because I meant to play out the Celestial Storm while it was attuned. It's not like the end of the world, but it does do a fair bit more damage. Obviously, I don't have the same, like, Pyrogel build-up, but whatever, fine. We'll play that out. I'll take some damage. Fine. Oh, except that changing the moon phase fucks everything. Once again, this is why it would have been nice to have the double priestess instead of only 1 priestess, as things have sort of turned out. Unfortunately, Ardoon does not get the kill. Oops. I, for some reason, thought I had enough for also playing Fanning the Flame there. Turns out I can't keep track of numbers. Okay, well, yeah, good job not letting me down. Unfortunately, the priestess does die, which is a problem. But so be it, I guess. Honestly, I think we just want to do the Pyre Gel more than the Celestial Storm. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work out. Yep. Unsurprisingly. Yeah. I mean, I do have a fair bit of damage output. Fine, whatever, we'll take some fire damage. Not a good fight for me. My deck just is not well enough set up to do the sorts of things I want to do with it yet. Kind of cute. Also kind of cute. We'll leave things as is. Tome of Contracts does not matter to us. We don't need another Fanning the Flame, at least not that kind. I will loot this. Doesn't help. I guess take the Pyreborn Insignia for the extra conduit. I suppose there are some good artifacts to be found here. Over on the right-hand side, not entirely sure what I'd be looking for. I feel like there's something that would have been good. Obviously, like, any equipment I get gives me more conduit now, which is something. I'm really blanking on what it was that I had in mind. I mean, Cursed Dragon Staff obviously is good to combo with the Pyre Gel. Hell Furnace, or whatever that's called, the one that gives extra Pyre Gel, is great. I don't know. Let's take a look, I guess. Another Hall of Mirrors. Swift Steel Dagger is fine. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was thinking maybe like Spell Sanctum for the minus cost to spells would be good. Do I care about the Boiler Room? Maybe? Okay. Or Spell Sanctum. So currently I have 9 deployment effort. I'm doing 2, 3, 4, 5. I could skip on the Moon Guard, but currently that puts me at 7. If I want to do Boiler Room, it goes to 8. If I want to do Spell Sanctum, I'd have to not play the Moon Guard, but it is doable. I can also maybe get the Soul Smelter. I think that's a bit too much. I think Boiler Room is okay for me. Is it good? It remains to be seen. But I think that's okay, I guess. Right. I guess getting rid of the 2 Spear Stewards is a pretty safe choice. I probably shouldn't be doing the Reanimate. I mean, there's a lot of things I should not be doing. The problem is, again, I have absolutely 0 defense. Like, my defense is really atrocious. Which we're trying to improve upon, but we are definitely not there yet. Okay, well, it did sort of waste the Pyroclasm, but on the other hand, exploded all enemies, so, you know, that part worked out well. Alright, well, I still get to play the Alchemy, and I only take 2 damage from Vengeful Shards, so it's an overall improvement and decent situation. Again, I'm not using Ardoon very well at all, but that's just how it is sometimes, I suppose. Okay, well, the reanimate ruins me a little bit, but fine. Well, I am getting sapped to oblivion regardless of my trials and travails. I mean, it's working way better than last time overall. Also, we're not up against Kel, which is definitely appreciated. Unfortunately, did not hit. Well, we're already sapped, so let's just accept that and put on a bunch of Pyrogel and a little bit of Conduit. Unfortunately, the sap does mean that I'm not using my Avarice. Not my biggest concern, but it's not ideal either. Alright, not great, but I at least got 40-some Pyrogel on you. Unfortunately, I did not knock down your reanimate at all, which is scary. But I'm trying. Yeah, it's a lot of reanimate, though. Yeah, that's not gonna work, because if you get to the pyre at all, you just kill me. I don't know that I can win this. I mean, I could play just a safer bottom floor situation, kind of, and do something like this. I don't know that that really helps me, though. I mean, it kind of does, and I can still do this with the Lunar Priestess, and so I can still use them bottom floor. While, you know, meaningfully doing some stuff. Obviously, Ardoon's not getting kills this way, but it's whatever. Okay, well. Again, one of my bigger concerns is just not taking damage, because I have essentially 0 defense. There's no reason not to do the last one. Except I meant to play at the Eclipse Chamber. Whoops. Yeah, so we do that so we get the conduit. We do this so we build a fire gel. I'm gonna play the Eclipse Chamber so I don't not have the ability. Like, oh, yeah, except then we don't have the boiler room. That's fine. I think losing the boiler room is okay. Maybe it's not, but the problem is the Moon Guard is going to die, which then is going to nullify the entire point of the Eclipse Chamber. Not helpful. Well, yeah, I do think boiler room may be better for us. Well, here we are. Yep, alright. And then, unsurprisingly, this is not looking great. Although, obviously, we haven't done the Pyro Gel yet. Yeah, that's not a great turn of events. Unsurprisingly, works way worse doing it this way. Because I'm just generating way less Pyro Gel. I don't really have any more durability. And yeah, that's a problem. Wrong ordering. But again, like, it doesn't matter, because if I'm not even knocking down any of his reanimate, which means that they need to knock off 20 reanimate right now, and that's not happening. Like, I can do the Silver Strike to do 2. I can do some more damage, but it's not feasible. Okay. Well, let's try it one more time to see if we can salvage this. I don't know that we can, because again, I built a deck that essentially has 0 defense. And that is problematic, to say the least. I could swap to the boiler room, which would free up 2 capacity. And so I could do then, like, the Moon Guard and the Lunar Priestess. Is there a right ordering here? 20 reanimate is a big ask. Yeah, that is a problem. Like, so he doesn't have 20 reanimate by base. He gets more reanimate as he moves up floors. But again, the problem is just that I don't have enough defense to last that number of hits. And he still gains the reanimate going to the Pyre room. So if he survives top floor, he gains 6 reanimate, which just automatically kills my Pyro, which I do think is a bit lame. I do wish that he doesn't get that right at the end. So, like, I could do the boiler room and then play out, like, the Lunar Priestess and the Moon Guard here. Or, like, Ardoon and the Moon and the Lunar Priestess. I wouldn't have as much. Well, okay. Let's try it this way, I guess. Although you're a lot weaker without Ardune's conduit. I don't have to use the Pyroclasm on this turn, so let's not do that. Unfortunately, you guys do get sapped into non-existence, which isn't great. Because if these guys get sapped so that they don't get to attack, that is sort of a problem for me. Because it means that it's much harder to knock off the reanimate stacks later, which I don't love. Yeah, that didn't work out as I'd hoped, so I do get Corruption on you, which is expected. Not ideal, but expected. Yeah, not what I wanted. Okay, whatever. I probably should have done more, at least killed the backliner. I was trying to avoid getting as much sap. Problem is that there's just sap dudes in every wave from here on out. Yeah, there's no way I'm avoiding getting all that sap on you. At this point, you just have way too much sap, and nothing I do really stops that. Well... Unfortunately, the Moonguard is basically dead going into this turn. Okay. Didn't quite hit as I had hoped, but... Yeah... I mean, again, I get decent Pyrogel on you, it's just that it matters. Because again, if they didn't have so much sap, they could at least contribute some, which would be nice. And again, like, I can get it down, so... Yes, yeah, like, I don't have multi-hitting spells other than the Silver Strike. Like, there's no way they survive this. I don't know that it's possible for me to survive this fight. Again, there's also a world where I could, like, dupe the Moonguard. I don't know if that really helps. Maybe it does, just by virtue of having more HP. Because the problem is I'm not strong enough to just nuke every wave, nor am I strong enough to defend myself. I don't really see a way through this, and I feel like I should just let it die. But it feels vaguely tangible. Vaguely possible. And I always like to see if I can figure out what the solution is there. Because again, like, I could put down, like, the Magma Cultist, do the Hall of Mirrors, dupe, like, the Moon Guard, or I could dupe Ardoon. I don't know that that's wildly helpful. Alternatively, we could have also just done Ardoon instead of the Moon Guard on bottom floor. Which does give me a lot more conduit to start with, which is something. It's not like an insane amount of conduit, but it is 10 conduit that we wouldn't have otherwise. It's like, we can try that. I could also put him in back so that he's not being beat on by the boss as quickly. It also allows me to use Eclipse Chamber up here with impunity, which is something. Okay. I mean, this part's going okay. That's not the part that matters. Well, we refund one Ember, so then I can do the Eclipse Chamber up here, so at least you start stacking up some power. I don't have any conduit on that floor, so like you're missing out on basically the entire purpose of Moon Guard, but at least you have some scaling attack now. Not helpful. But I can at least do that, I guess. Again, I'm being sapped a pretty hefty amount, but fine. Not helpful when it hits the wrong target. And unfortunately we did get some corruption on you. It would have been nice if we had avoided that, but... I did this in slightly the wrong order. Yeah, you still got a lot, but we do at least have a lot of Ember to spend on shooting you this turn. Oh, thank God we did it. God, what a nightmare. Turns out my deck is bad. I mean, it has good pieces, but it is not cohesive, and also Pyre of Entropy makes it much harder to be cohesive. Glittering Draught is not great. Planetarium would be good, except I already have a room. Lunacy is fine. I'm going to skip those, I guess. Soul Smelter I kind of want. Payoff, honestly, sort of appealing. You know, I'll take the Payoff, even though it's another Calcified Ember too. Yeah, I will take Medallion. It does not fix my problems. It does help. Especially because she doesn't have any upgrades yet. I would like to go here for a variety of reasons, but I think I want to dupe and heal and other things. Pretty confident I want to do this. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do that, I think. So, Holdover to Starstruck is pretty good. Celestial Storm is what we're going to do, though. And we're going to dupe the Fanning the Flame, because I guess that's what I've chosen to do. Is it correct? No. Also, I meant to re-roll first. Yeah, for the fucking Intrinsic. God, don't mind me just making bad choices. That's fine. Whatever. Mistakes were made. Okay, let's get rid of that, because I believe I don't have the Ember to play you. And let's maybe get rid of the Eclipse Chamber now. I can sort of just leave it. And I'm a little wary of getting rid of cards from my deck, because then I just draw the Vengeful Shards more often. And no one wants that. Also, I could have duped the Magma Cults, which would have been interesting as well. Nonetheless, here we are. Okay, I think we're gonna do the same thing where we do like that. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so any enemy should be killed by that. Unfortunately, the payoff does nothing for us at the moment. Since I don't have any Horde. Could do the Pyroclasm, but I think we want to save it for later, and we'll just apply a little bit of Pyro Gel. It's a little bit better thanks to the Hellfire Bellows. Turns out Hellfire Bellows, very good. Okay. Well, did not hit a useful target, sadly. But she's not quite dead. And we do still get a good chunk of Pyrogel on the boss. Have some HP. You're not quite dead. And I have the other Fanning the Flames now. Which is something. There we go. Again, it would have been helpful if I had put Intrinsic on it before I duped it, but whatever. That mistake was made. And that's just the life we gotta live in now. Sadly, I'm not playing with the Calcified Ember, but I am otherwise having a pretty good turn. Although, Kale murdered our Priestess, which was pretty sad. Don't mind me as I guess we do some permascaling on our spell, which is cute. Okay, let's do the payoff so we gain some health back. How exciting. Oh, wrong ordering, but it does not matter. Yeah, Ardune's not gonna get the kill, so whatever, we just shoot them dead. Poor Ardune, basically being ignored. I mean, we're gonna take the title turning, even though we are not the best use case for it. We're gonna take capacity, I think. Because that brings us up to 7, which brings it down to 5, which lets me dupe. Yeah, we're just doing this. I'll figure it out in a moment, but that's what we're doing. Now we're gonna keep looting this. I don't have abilities. On your first turn, sure. I mean, I do want the Merchant of Steel. Merchant of Magic matters a lot less now. Still useful, obviously, and in particular useful with the title turning, which is probably reason enough to take it. But this also would be the last Merchant of Steel opportunity. And so if I do want to upgrade the Lunar Priestess, this is the chance to do it. And just like giving her more HP, I would really appreciate. Also like Titanite, all that would be good. And also, because of Medallion of Superiority, any upgrades I put on her just also give her HP. I think I'm willing to do that. I don't care about Battleborn 3 in the slightest. We are going Hero Fan, and at least getting some armor buildup. I don't think that matters. Like, the Moonguard, kind of cute, but we're moving away from caring about that in the slightest. I could give you Multi-Strike. Honestly, not bad with Pyre Gel. I think we're just giving you HP so that I'm not bodied while setting up. I might get rid of the Moonguard here. I also think I probably just need to get rid of the Calcified Embers. Well, I can sort of play out the Calcified Embers on any good turn with the Boiler Room. Moonguard gets double armor, so better defense. True, but I don't think I care. I guess now is the time to figure out my floor situation. So, with Hall of Mirrors, I mean, I sort of could just do it. Because right now, I can play out the Hall of Mirrors and then play Cultist, Priestess. That brings me to 4. I swap it for the Boiler Room, and then I have 3 capacity open. So I guess if I do... I don't have room for Smidgestone anymore, and by room, I mean I skip past it. I could also just do 1 Priestess, and then I'd be able to fit the Moonguard. I mean, that's okay. Let's do that, I guess. Quick also would have been a decent option. Yeah, so the other thing I was considering, and, well, what I was originally planning to do is dupe, like, the Magma Cultist, and then we just make more Magma Cultists. I still might do that. I don't know. Whatever. Here we are. For the moment, we're going to get rid of Eclipse Chamber, because I just definitely don't use it. And so currently, in deployment, I use 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I do have enough for the Steward. I guess I'm just gonna get rid of a Calcified Ember, as silly as that feels. Okay, what a mess of a deck. Okay, so let's use the intrinsic one first and go from there. And yes, I am depriving Ardoon of permanent scaling. That's fine. Not the end of the world by any means. Also, by having holdover things and having the Moon Rituals generated in my hand at end of turn, I'm reducing the possibility of drawing the Vengeful Shards, which I highly appreciate. Okay. Well, I don't need the Tidal Tourney as much now. So we'll do the Alchemy. Because it is helpful for me, both for the payoff and also just for general life satisfaction. Go! How wonderful. I do wish I had Smidge Stone in the Moon Guard. Ultimately, not terribly important. Especially since I still kind of wanted to swap him out for 2 more Magma Cultists. Turns out Magma Cultists, real good. Okay, well, all that remains is this silly chump who can't hurt us in the slightest. We're not generating like a ton of armor, but it definitely is something I appreciate nonetheless. Not the most helpful targeting that it could have been, but we can wipe those guys out, I suppose. I am a little wary of getting rid of the Moon Guard just because he does pump out decent damage. On the other hand, 2 more Magma Cultists would be an insane amount of Pyrogel. Like, we're already doing well on the Pyrogel front, and it could be even better. Well, for once, an enemy survives, but not a big deal. Okay, so. Works for me. Maybe Ardoon will get the kill. Who knows? I have not cared about his perma-scaling in quite a while. Like, it's helpful. I am benefiting from the conduit, but there's just no way I'm going to attempt to funnel the kills towards him. I do kind of want to take the Moonlit Glaive. Fine, we'll take it. Whatever. These do not matter. Someday we'll master greed. This is not that day. None of these. Oh, actually, Magma Cultists are dragons, right? I always think that there's something else for some reason. Sure, whatever. Have slightly higher attack. And then we're going here, though I have not decided exactly what I'm doing yet. Fine. Why not? Sure. Breath of Heaven is pretty bad. None of those matter in the slightest. And I think we're not gonna dupe the Magma Cultist. I could dupe the Lunar Priestess and play her on a different floor. I think we're just going to dupe one of our spells, though. Either the Tidal Turning, or the Starstruck, or just another Feigning the Flame. I guess we'll do Tidal Turning, even if I don't make great use of it. And we might want to put the Moon Guard up front now. He doesn't have Titanite like the Priestess does, but he does get more armor. I don't know. Either way, we are setting up not on bottom floor because we have Jack Strips. Which means that the damage, or the spell shield, 12 damage guys, are not going to be able to harass us, which is vaguely important to me. Like, we would have been able to handle them, they would have been slightly awkward for us, but we don't have to worry about that at all. And they immediately just give us extra Ember return. How cool is that? Well, didn't hit quite as I'd hoped, but it works out alright. Them dying like that does mean that we don't get as many targets for Feigning the Flame permascaling, but it is okay. I'm not ultimately too worried about it. We're gonna daze you so you don't add garbage to my deck because life is better that way. Right. Enjoy your equipment, my friend. Okay, so. Well, they did not hit the helpful targets, but that's okay, because we still do just explode the entire floor. Oh, man. Gotta say, after the reanimate boss, things have definitely turned around some. Oh, I did this in the wrong ordering. That's fine. We do take a small bit of damage here, but okay. I should have shot the silencer directly, because there was definitely a chance that I could have whiffed there, and that would have been a lot less helpful. Doesn't matter. We got what we needed. Okay, so, fire starter. Fire starter. Oh, by the way, Ashiaka, I finished the Liza P DLC finally. I just had not been making time to sit down and play it because I'd been busy with other things. It was good. I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, let's just daze the boss. How did Arlecchino treat you? Well, I did it with Leia, because that felt thematically appropriate. So I didn't do it solo. And it definitely would have been way harder solo. It wasn't too bad. It took me like an hour or something. I don't know how many attempts that was. Probably like an hour and a half, but I was getting up to do some stuff too in the middle of it. But yeah, not too bad. Like it's a nasty fight. Mainly, I really struggled with just his transition to phase 2. Like there were several attempts where I did not survive that attack and just immediately back to the beginning of the fight. But once I got that under control, it wasn't too bad. I kept getting really close to killing him and then would die. Usually to him doing his, you know, ultimate attack again, since he can do that later in the fight, apparently. But it is okay. I made it work. For once, the fanning of the flames cooperated pretty nicely. I did do that in the wrong order, but that's okay. It does not matter. Honestly, I should let Ardoon get the kill. Fair. I didn't with Leia as well, New Game Plus 4. However, the following days I beat him on Difficulty 5 rematch was fun. Yeah. It doesn't seem like too crazy if I just like sat down and, you know, like practiced the parry timings and all that. Did it with Leia. I assume that's what you meant, even though that's not what it said. But yeah, like Leia definitely makes the fight a lot easier. Or at least I assume it does, since he focuses on her a lot, and she contributes damage. Alright, it's time to Titan. Which unfortunately means that I can't boiler room when there are no normal enemies on the floor. I think I still want bottom floor. I could do top floor, in which case the jack strips would kill some of the corruption enemies. I think we're still okay just bottom flooring it. Either way, it's fine. We'll figure it out. So, we do that. It's a shame that I don't have more Magma Cultists, but this does seem vaguely important to us. Okay. Well, I kind of was hoping for a slightly different start. Doesn't really matter. Technically I should also be shooting Dominion with the fire starters to get a little bit of fire gel on him. Not too concerned about that. Yep, that's about what I expected. So now I can do the tile turning. Well, I can do both of them. Not that I have like an insane amount of conduit on the floor, but it does help. And then I take some damage. Oh no, whatever, that's fine. I got healed up to full. And I'm pretty confident we'll finish the fight before that really matters. Unfortunately, the payoff does nothing yet, because I don't have any horde. But whatever, fine. It always amuses me a little bit seeing the Jackstrips pump out so much extra damage with the Pyrogel. Okay, so I don't get extra Ember on this turn, which is unfortunate, but whatever. I do want the Celestial Storm to still be holdover, so... Unfortunately, that means I can't do the Pyroclasm. Oh well, fine. Like, Savagery is essentially already gone. Yeah. Unfortunately, you guys are a little annoying. Okay. Yeah, because, like, Savagery takes 90, well, takes extra damage from the Jackstrips, which puts him down to 1 HP. Entropy's gone. We take a bunch of sap, who cares? And then we're just trying to kill Dominion. Oh. Wrong ordering. But still basically fine. She gets a little bit of corruption this way. I'm not gonna fiddle with it. I just thought that I had 2 Moon Rituals in hand, and so I thought I could swap back to Full Moon. Could not do so. Once again, can't play the payoff. Oh well. I mean, sure, take some damage, I guess. Sadly, the Priestess dies, but it doesn't matter. And thus, we fanned those flames. Anyways, other than, I mean, it was a bad run overall. But the only major sticking point was the reanimated boss. That was not good for us. It got dramatically better after that. But, yeah. Our just utter lack of defensive tools was a huge problem. But that's okay. We got there. Once again, I will say, I don't think Battleborn Ardoon is particularly strong. I like the idea of it. Obviously, this was not the, like, ideal Battleborn Ardoon run, where I only got 23 Conduit on him. Because like, you can definitely do a lot more, especially if you're actually feeding him equipment, especially if you're giving him multi-strike equipment of some sort, or forcing out extra attacks with, like, Eagle Heart or Minds of Their Own. But nonetheless, I do think it's the weakest of his paths. It has much lower starting HP, which means we're reliant on other things to tank for him, which is okay, since he has only 2 capacity, unlike things like Phoenix, which are too large to fit even like a Shield Steward on the floor. I just don't think there's a ton of great payoff for Battleborn. The Conduit stacks kind of slowly, and once you have enough Conduit that you're killing things with spells, it can be hard to continue getting slays on Ardoon. Still possible, especially if you're using a bunch of, like, single target spells, because you can just, like, kill everything but 1 unit on the floor, and then let him finish it off. Anyways, rambling aside, it's fine. We made it work. Hall of Mirrors is always fun, especially with cool units like Magma Cultist. Regardless, it was a struggle, but we got there. And that is where we're stopping for the night, because it's late, and that's my excuse. I gotta do other things. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow. We will do more crowns. We are about a third of the way through, so got a lot to go. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. Have a nice night. I'll see you tomorrow.